So many of you have been asking me to make a video on how to do the color change when player answers the question, and also how to use the images instead of text. So I decided to cover them in this third part of this video. And if you haven't watched the previous ones, I suggest you do so before continuing this video. Alright, let's get started. So this is basically where we left off in the previous video, and if we answer the questions, the button won't change the color. So if we just go ahead and play the game, and if we try to answer it, there's no way of telling that we have answered a question correctly or it's wrong. So let's make it more intuitive by making a color change when the player answers the question. And for that we will need to go to the answer script. And here what we want to do is first add this line. So we will make a public color, call it start color, and we will set the start color to whatever color our button image has, right? And if you want to change the color based on if the answer is correct or wrong, we'll just put this line of code. So if the answer is correct, we'll change the color to green, and if the answer is wrong, we will change it to red. So that's pretty much all we need to do in order to change the color of our button. So let's save this and head back inside of Unity. Alright, and let's go to our buttons, find our buttons here. So now if we go down, so here we can see the answer script has this color which is exactly matching the color of our button, to make sure that it always gets back to its original color. And now if we hit play and if we try to answer the question, so it's wrong, it turns red, and if we try to answer it correctly, it turns green. So yeah, now let's try the wrong one and it turns red. So that's basically it for the color changing. That's all we need to do. And now for the second part of this video, which is adding the images instead of the text here. So if we go to our buttons, so they have this text component. What we need to do is change this to the image component, right? So in order to do that, first we need to make some changes to our UI. So let's make some space for the images. Let's make them a little bigger, something like this. Yep, looks good. So what we want to do is we need to change these text. So the question will remain the same, but we need to get rid of these text components from these buttons. So let's open this up and select all the text components. Alright, let's select them all and let's hit delete. So now we don't have any text. Instead we will use the images. So let's make a UI image and make it child of the button. And what we want to do is change the size to fit the size of our button here, but a little smaller, so 10 on each side. And let's duplicate this and put it in all of the buttons. Alright, change the size, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so we have all the images here inside of the buttons, and all of these are blank, so we can change them with our own images. And for that we will need to create some images, right? So I have Photoshop open here, so I'll just go ahead and make some example images. So let's put text here. So I'll just go ahead and quickly make a few images for this. So 6, I think they'll do good. Of course you can use any images. I'll just go with these number images for now to make it a little easier to understand. And now if we change the source image to one of these images, let's do this for all of the buttons. Alright, so we have all these images. And also we could do the question like which image shows number 3, questions like that. It could be anything like which image shows the dog or anything. And so that's basically it for the UI. And now what we want to do is make some changes to our quiz manager. Now if we go to our questions, so it takes a string here, which is the question, and also an array of 4 answers, which is also a string. So we need to just change them to an image, right? And so we can use these images as the answers. And in order to do that, we need to go to our question and answer script. Here we are. Let's open this up. And all we need to do inside of our question and answer script is just change the type of answer. So from string we will use the sprite. So let's first include the Unity engine here. So using Unity engine, and just change this from string to sprite. Alright, so that's basically all we need to do here. Let's save this, and now let's go inside of the quiz manager. And here what we need to do is we will just keep everything here as is. So the question and answer script, and we don't really need to do much here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and find the set answers, so where we are setting the answers, right? And here we go. So inside of this method we just need to make a tiny change. Here, instead of getting the text component as the child of our buttons, we will get the image component as the text of our button, right? And change the sprite to the answer, which is also a sprite. So yeah, that's basically all we need to do here. Let's hit save, and yeah, everything looks good. So let's save this and now head back inside of Unity. Alright, so here we are, and inside of the quiz manager we can see the answers are changed to the sprites, so we need to set them. But first let's set the question up. So let's just type in something like which image shows number 3, something like that. You could of course change it to whatever question you have based on your quiz. So let's drag and drop these images one by one, right? And let's drop in number 3. So now that the image showing number 3 is on 4 index, so we'll set the correct answer to 4. And also let's change the second question to something like, I don't know, you could do like which image shows a dog or a cat, something like that, based on your images, right? I'll just do which is not a number 4 and put in image that shows number 4 in all of these but one. So yeah, which is the image at the 3rd index here. Alright, and now for the third question, let's type something like maybe 2 plus 3 equals what? And it equals 5. So I'll just go ahead and put in the images here. So number 4 and something like that. It's already set to a correct answer. Alright, so that's basically all we need to do. And make sure that these options are set to the correct buttons. Alright, and we can just go ahead and hit play. So which image shows number 3? And it will be this one. So let's try to answer this, and it will turn green. Awesome. So 2 plus 3, which will be equal to 5. So let's just try a wrong answer. So number 4 maybe, or 6. So yeah, it turns red, which is not number 4. So it is this one here, and it turns green. So let's give it one more go. Which is not number 4. So maybe this one, and 2 plus 3 equals what? So it's 5. Correct. And which image shows number 3? So maybe this one here. So yeah, it's wrong obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much all we needed to do in order to make the buttons change the color based on the correct or incorrect answer, and also how to use images instead of the text. So now you know. So you can just change these images to maybe like making a quiz game that is based on the animals, like which image shows the dog, and possibilities are endless here. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also like, and if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comment section and I'll get them. And until next time, see ya.